so right. Now I'll never leaving you, leaving your side, 'cause you're mine, mine. Come and fly away with me, come and fly away with me, come and fly away with me, come and fly away with me.
Hello everyone and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. This is Splendid Feet, and today I'm taking you to Cinque Terre. Cinque Terre is an area of Italy that's just so beautiful to see, and one of those spots that seems so typically Italian and feels like a proper throwback in time, in one of the most beautiful, unique, and incredible areas of the whole Mediterranean. The 5 villages in order from west to east are Monterosso, Vernazza, Corniglia, Manarola, and Riomaggiore. Each of these villages has its own history, its peculiarities, and its secrets. Together, they represent one of the most popular Italian tourist resorts. Soaking up the natural landscape and authentic charm of each villages, the coastline of the Cinque Terre is a national park, a protected marine area, and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We stayed here at Manarola, the second village of the Cinque Terre, coming from La Spezia, is perhaps among others the most picturesque village, made up of the characteristic birds and colorful tower houses that overlook the alleys and the main street. And if you are looking for a delicious meal and one of the best views in Cinque Terre, then you absolutely must stop for a meal at Nisson Dorma. Located on the terrace of the most famous village of the Cinque Terre, Manarola, the view here is simply amazing. Prices are affordable for everyone. That's why almost all tourists want to stop here for a glass of wine or spritz, accompanied with bruschetta or a platter of cold cuts and cheeses. Nisson Dorma serves local Liguerian cuisine, which means you won't find pizza or pasta on this menu. Cinque Terre, the smell of basil, the sun that lights up, the colorful houses, the lime olive trees and vineyards that overlook the cliff, and the sea that dyes everything blue.
You changed my life, made me believe in real love, and now my heart beats, it beats for you. Since you came into my life, I never felt like so in love and so exciting, 'cause you're so right. Now I'll never just like you.
Manarola is a very popular destination for tourists from all over the world, but it is not very big. Even if over the years the choice of solutions for staying in this splendid village has expanded a lot, because we only have one hotel here. Still today, it cannot be said that there is an abundance of places to sleep. So for these reasons, it is advisable to plan your stay well in advance by booking as soon as possible. In this way, it will be possible to choose the ideal solution for your trip, be it a hotel, an apartment, or Airbnb. And we rented this beautiful apartment.
Now I'll never leaving you, leaving your side, 'cause you're mine. And takes your heart so suddenly. Sometimes someone just becomes a part of you so easily, just like you did. Took me by surprise, made me complete. You changed my life, made me believe in real love, and now my heart into my life I never felt like. So in love and so excited, cause you're so right. Now I'll never leave you.
Our next stop in Cinque Terre, the other village, is Vernazza. It's perhaps the most beautiful of all the Cinque Terre villages, even considering that in 2011 it has suffered the most from flood. The most beautiful pictures of the village can be taken from the glade of path to Vernazza, Monterosso, a picturesque landscape. Pixar Animation Studios was inspired by its beauty and created a film, Luca, in 2021. Vernazza is also the crowning jewel among the five, named as one of the most beautiful towns of Italy. It is a traffic-free village with architecture characteristic of the area, shops, and monuments. In Vernazza, you will find the typical Italian piazza, where the locals would gather to gossip or spend time together, and is one of the more characteristic corners of town.
So took me by surprise, made me complete. You changed my life, made me believe in real love. And now my heart beats, it beats for you. Since you came into my life I never felt like.
This was actually one of our favorite historic centers, filled with photogenic buildings and lots of cute artisanal stores and hidden alleys that lead away from the crowds. And don't miss the Vernazza viewpoints. The Cinque Terre is scattered with beautiful vistas, and Vernazza is no different. Indeed, some of the most famous viewpoints in the entire region are located right here.
Sometimes someone just becomes a part of you so easily, just like you.
And our next stop is Riomaggiore, the easternmost village of the Cinque Terre. For those coming from Levante, it is the gateway to discovering an area rich in natural wonders, history, and architecture.
Sometimes someone comes into your life so unexpectedly.
Walking through the uphill streets allows you to admire the remains of its ancient past and savor the slow pace of life, which is here marked by the rhythm of tides.
Took me by surprise, made me complete. You changed my life, made me believe in real love. And now my heart beats, it beats for you. Since you came into my life I never felt like.
This village is an extraordinary agglomeration of pastel-colored tower houses overlooking the sea. Typical houses of the villages of Liguria, crossed by a labyrinth of alleys, stairways, alleys, and hidden corners, so beautiful and fascinating that even the famous painter of the Masciali stream, Telemaco Signorene, has imprinted Riomaggiore in his canvases.
'Cause you're mine.
Our last stop is Monterosso because we never went to Corniglia since the boat is not coming there. Monterosso is the town that anchors the Cinque Terre on the northern end. It has a dual identity with an old town and a new town that are connected by a tunnel in the hillside. It remained relatively isolated until the railroad arrived in 1870, making it a beach resort. Monterosso is the Cinque Terre town that is more resort-feeling than the other village, and also the biggest beach of the five villages and has more tourist amenities geared towards seaside vacations, While the other towns retain a more fishing village atmosphere, there are waterfront restaurants and cafes here and a free-line pedestrian promenade along the shore. The resort-style village of Monterosso Almari is perhaps the odd one out when comparing all fives. Of course, it still has its charming historic center, but with a modern extension further north along the coast, and it claims having the region's best beaches, it has the unique offering for visitors to Cinque Terre, attracting Italian Lidl-loving vacationers as much as international tourists.
You changed my life, made me believe in real love, and now my heart beats.
The historical center of Monterosso has a really nice atmosphere with many small streets, pastel-colored houses, and artisan shops. The main square, Piazza Garibaldi, hosts the town hall and the statue of Garibaldi. And that's it with you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you always be notified on my next vlog. This is Splendid Feet signing off, and I see you on my next video. Bye!